The flames rose so high that the sky turned red. The heat was so intense that even people standing miles away felt their skin begin to burn. Birds flying overhead fell from the sky, reduced to ashes. And in the midst of it all, a young man was being tied to a catapult. Thousands were shouting, "Burn him! Burn him!" King Namrud sat upon his throne, smiling. And the young man, there was no fear in his eyes, no regret, only certainty. The catapult was drawn back. 3, 2, 1. And he was hurled through the air, straight toward the fire. The crowd held its breath. But what happened next became one of the greatest miracles in history. Fire is meant to burn, yet on that day, it broke its own law. This is the story of the man whom Allah chose as his close friend, the one who stood alone against an entire nation, who challenged the most powerful king of his time. This is the story of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. The land of Iraq, the city of Babylon, along the banks of the Euphrates. 4,000 years ago, the world was drowning in darkness. Everywhere there was idolatry, idols of stone and wood, people bowing to them and praying for help. And the greatest corruption of all was King Namrud. He claimed to be a god. People bowed before him and worshipped him. Whoever refused was put to death. One night, Nimrod saw a terrifying dream. He immediately summoned his court. Astrologers and sorcerers stood before him. "What does this dream mean?" The oldest astrologer, trembling, replied, "O king, a boy will be born who will bring an end to your rule. He will shatter your idols and call the people to a new god." Namrud's face burned with rage. "When?" "This very year, O king." Namrud gave an immediate command. "Separate every woman from the men, and every boy born this year, kill him." Pregnant women were seized. Terror spread across the land. Newborn sons were put to death. But who can stop destiny? Outside the city, in a small cave, midnight, darkness, lit only by the stars. A woman. While their husband stood outside. Then, through the night, a boy was born. His mother held him close to her chest and, "We must keep you hidden. If Namrud finds out, his soldiers will kill you." This child was Ibrahim. No one knew that this baby would one day change the world. Years passed, and Ibrahim grew up. His father, Azar, was a maker of idols. Every day he carved gods out of wood and stone inside their home. Young Ibrahim watched in silence. One day he asked, "Father, what are these?" "They are idols, my son. People worship them." Ibrahim replied, "But you made them." "Yes. Then how can people call something a god when it was made by a man?" Azar grew angry. "Be quiet. Do not ask such foolish questions." But the questions only grew stronger in Ibrahim's heart. One night, he climbed to the rooftop and looked up at the sky. Millions of stars were shining above him. He noticed a brilliant star in the sky. Ibrahim thought, "Could this be my Lord?" But when the star faded away, he said, "No, that which disappears cannot be my Lord." Then the moon rose, beautiful and radiant. "Perhaps this is my Lord." But the moon also set. At dawn, the sun rose, flooding the world with light. "This is greater than all the rest. Surely this is my Lord." Yet when the sun too sank below the horizon, certainty filled Ibrahim's heart. He raised his hands toward the heavens and said, "I have turned my face toward the one who created the heavens and the earth. I will never be among those who associate partners with him." And in the heavens, the angels rejoiced. Allah had chosen his servant. Ibrahim had now grown into a young man. He would say to his people, "O my people, why do you worship stones? They neither hear nor see, nor benefit you in any way." They laughed and said, "He has gone mad." His father, Azar, threatened him, "If you do not stop, I will have you stoned." But Ibrahim was not one to remain silent. One day, during a great festival, the entire nation left the city. Only Ibrahim stayed behind. He said, "I am unwell." When the city was empty, he entered the grand temple. Inside stood hundreds of idols, small and large, crafted from gold and silver. Ibrahim picked up an axe, and one by one, he smashed them all. He struck them with force, and the idols shattered to the ground. Stone fragments scattered in every direction. Only the largest idol remained. Ibrahim placed the axe upon its shoulder and walked away. When the people returned, they found nothing but devastation. "Who has done this? Our gods have been destroyed." Someone said, "There is a young man named Ibrahim who speaks against them." He was seized at once and brought before the crowd. The entire city gathered on. The leaders shouted in fury, "Did you do this to our gods?" Ibrahim replied, "Perhaps the largest one did it. Ask him if he can speak." They looked at one another. One of them said, "You know they cannot speak." Ibrahim answered, "Then shame on you. How can you worship what neither speaks, nor moves, nor benefits you in any way?" They had no argument left, only anger. "Take him to the king!" they cried. The palace of King Namrud stood grand and magnificent. He sat upon his throne, wearing a crown of gold and garments of luxury, soldiers standing on either side. Ibrahim was brought before him. With arrogance, Namrud asked, "Are you the one who is leading my people astray?" Ibrahim replied, "I call them to guidance." "Guidance? I am a god myself. What guidance do I need?" Ibrahim said calmly, "My Lord is the one who gives life and causes death." Enraged, Namrud ordered, "Bring me 2 prisoners." 2 men were brought forward. Namrud set one free and ordered the other to be executed. Then he said proudly, "See, I give life and I cause death. I can do what your Lord does." The court was stunned. But Ibrahim smiled and said, "Very well. My Lord brings the sun from the east. If you are a god, then bring it from the west." Silence fell over the hall, deep, crushing silence. Namrud's face turned red with rage. He had no answer. His pride had collapsed before everyone. Whispers spread through the court. Namrud roared, "Silence! If he speaks the truth, then let him be tested. Throw him into the fire. If he truly has a god, let him save him." The entire city was alerted. "Ibrahim will be burned alive! Whoever wishes to see it, come!" People gathered wood from every direction. Days passed, then weeks. The pile grew so massive, it looked like a mountain. A huge pit was dug, filled with wood, oil, sulfur, and every kind of fuel. Then it was set ablaze. The flames shot up 10, 20, 30 feet high. The heat was so intense that anyone standing 100 steps away could feel their skin scorch. Crowds stood at a distance watching. Birds flying overhead fell, burned to ashes. An old man whispered, "I have never seen a fire like this in my life." Then a giant catapult was built. Ibrahim was brought forward. The people screamed, "Burn him! Burn him!" His mother stood far away, weeping, her heart shattered, yet helpless. As Ibrahim was being tied to the catapult, the angel Gabriel appeared and asked, "Oh Ibrahim, do you need anything?" Ibrahim replied, "Not from you. My Lord sees me. That is enough." The catapult was ready. All eyes were fixed on the sky. Namrud gave the signal. The rope was released, and then Ibrahim was launched into the air, straight toward the fire. The crowd held its breath, but at that very moment, a command came from the heavens.
Ya naru kuni bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim.
O fire, be coolness and safety upon Ibrahim. And in an instant, the laws of nature were overturned. The fire was still blazing, the flames were still rising, but Ibrahim was untouched. The fire forgot its nature. What was created to burn became cool and gentle. The raging flames turned into a garden around him. The people stood frozen, stunned, and speechless. What is happening? Hours passed. The fire began to die down, and then they saw him, Ibrahim, sitting calmly in the midst of the flames. He was unharmed. Not a single hair was burned. Not even his clothes were scorched. Instead, his face was radiant with light. He walked out, and the crowd stepped back in fear. No one dared to touch him. Namrud's face turned pale. His arrogance had been shattered. Some, "This is a miracle from Allah," but others dismissed it as magic. Ibrahim left his people behind. Allah commanded him, "Leave this land and migrate." He journeyed to Syria, to Palestine, and eventually to Mecca. Allah made him a leader for humanity and the father of prophets. From his lineage came Ismail, Isaac, Yaqub, Yusuf, Musa, Dawood, Suleiman, Isa, and finally, the last prophet, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. When faith is strong, Allah makes even the hardest trials easy. Fire is meant to burn, but when Allah wills, even fire becomes a garden of peace. Those who stand for truth are never alone. Allah is with them. Even today, there are Namruds in this world. There is oppression and idolatry. But whoever places complete trust in Allah, He will surely protect them. If you found this story meaningful, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.